Hi, Jabs. How are you doing today?
I'm good, Noni. And yourself?
I'm all right. Thank you for asking. Today we had someone that requested that we start talking about the Mosi part of the case. And the reason I think that person is asking that is because they are anticipating what's going to happen. What can they prepare themselves mentally when it comes to the case? And because it's been on hold, man, for quite a while, for the whole quarter of uh, the, the year of 2025. And the circumstances around or surrounding that were not one of those favorable ones because we are here because now we lost Mgomiso. Nonetheless, I think people are curious because people are liking the analysis that you do, as much as some of them hate it when we ask questions from you. I don't even know why you are supposed to be speaking alone. But now I want us to focus on the arrest of Umuzi Sibia when it comes to the Senzo Meyiwa case. First of all, I want us to also start with saying we do know that Umuzi in 2019, way before 2020, the way it seems, she was a target to be arrested back in 2019 in March. He was arrested regarding this and he was questioned. Makubo, Lishaba, Shedrick Sibia were present, and Sopo. And when Makubo was like, the story that is linking who accused number one with Umuzi is not make sure because and then he put his reasons. So we've known Uguti there is something going on there that makes us now, when we look back and hear what is being said currently, we're like, "Hi man, something is very wrong, something is very off." What's your take when it comes to anything that has to Muzi becoming part of the case?
Yes. Noni, greetings again to your followers. It's always nice to be here, and I always want to play these video clips. I'm not sure if you can see my screen.
This is clear. She says she never applied for a J175. She applied for a J50, which she went to execute.
My Lord, may I address the court in relation to the knowledge I have?
Yes, it's fine.
Yes.
Please do.
When a matter is struck off the roll,
Yes.
then they will issue summons. They will issue summons to the address where the accused is residing.
Yes.
Those summons then will be given to the investigating officer to effect service so that on that particular day, accused must appear in court.
Quite right.
Yes. After that, my Lord, say for instance, the accused number, the suspect was not found. Then he or she will go back to the court with a proof that there was no service of the summons. That is the return of service. If the return of service says the person, after the investigating officer has satisfied himself or herself that the person is not found, firstly by doing what? The contact details of the suspect, the people he is residing with, to know the whereabouts of the suspect. If it is to the satisfaction of the court that the person cannot be found, then they can issue a J50, which is a warrant that will be circulated for his arrest. That's how I understand it.
You're correct, but this is clear. She says she never.
Now, Noni, before I stop sharing the screen, these are things that we started writing when 2023, when the trial within a trial started, basically.
Yes.
This is when Mwamezulu was questioning Mohola, basically.
Yes.
I had a title here. I said J175 versus J50, Masterclass Law by Mwamezulu. You had the explanation. What is it?
Yes.
So guys, it's very important that we understand that based on that discussion alone, I can tell you that I know lawyers, they will come for me, but based on the evidence that Mngomezulu was able to unearth, it's like Spear had the same situation that Ntanzi went on, where you get to be arrested for a non-existing case per se. So it means that it's true that there is a strategy that will find a case that will keep in custody for while we're investigating for other things. No, what am I saying? I'm saying that beside the issue of attempted murder of a girlfriend that Spear had before him.
Yes.
We are told about the case of Tembisa case 271, 03. Now, Sergeant Mohola and National Cold Case Team, they coming for Spear based on the case 271. They're saying that Spear was being a most wanted criminal again. Even his cases had disappeared and he had a warrant of arrest that was issued against him. Now, two things that Mngomezulu has not got answers for, and Racha went quiet for it. There is no proof of the warrant of arrest that was issued and signed by the magistrate. When you listen to the record, that was not even signed before. That is when Racha you hear that he defends that Mohola said he never applied for a J50. So now, he never applied for a J50. So you were not supposed to have a warrant of arrest for Spear. That means that if Spear did had a case and it was struck off the roll because it's drug related, they're still going to take it to the lab and then they're going to let him go. Because according to Spear, that on the day that he was taken in 2019, he was released to go home. So it means that they're letting you go. They will alert you if there is further information they need from you. Now, that is the process that what Mngomezulu was taking this whole case on. Because once you know that, that means now, if anybody has to appear before a judge or a court, the process of bringing the person to court or to the magistrate needs to be correct and procedurally correct, basically.
Okay. Wait, before you move, sorry. I want to make sure I'm understanding correctly and my memory is serving me right. So when he was taken in 2019, it's that time he went to Gloricorp.
Yes, it's that time.
And then he was in front of Shadrack Sibiya. He was in front of Makubo was called in. He was in front of.
I'm not sure what Sibiya was there. I'm not sure about Sibiya. I know of Leshabane. I can't remember people that were in there. I can't remember exactly, but we can go back to the record.
Yeah, but I think it was Sibiya, Leshabane, Makubo, and Zungu.
Yes.
So this case of Tembisa, it's for that day that he was in front of these big people, and then they said he must be let go.
Yes, and then subsequent to that, when he was let go, then they decided they would know, because remember, in his words, Spear says, he was never arrested for a drug case. Remember, there's this thing that was being mentioned. Spear maintained that, no, when I was taken, Utu Spear, he was arrested by the police. They called them Mama Barrett.
Okay.
That they were driving not a Quantum, but Impendulo. So it's the Nissan Quantum.
Okay,
Let
yes,
me
I
just say.
see. Mm.
Yes, yeah. So the Nissan minibus, it's called Impendulo or something like that. So that's it. For people to understand, it's a Nissan Quantum, but there's no such thing as Nissan Quantum. But I'm just telling them it's a taxi, but not by Toyota, but by Nissan. So he says that those people took him there, and then they took him to Chlorocop. They trapped him hard. Then after that, he was questioned. He said he doesn't know anything about Senzo Mewa case. Then they released him. Then he says, all of a sudden, those two arresting officers, then they says, no, they find you with drugs, so we will arrest you in for drugs. Then he was taken. Now, what is interesting about that, Noni, we will get to hear that Mngomezulu in his defense for Spear, it needed to be clear that you must tell me how did Spear get to be charged for the case under case 636 of the Senzo Meyo. It's one. Because all we know that Spear says when he was arrested in 2019, you arrested him for the same case. Remember, Spear is the same guy that still wants, Mngomezulu still had not received the paper, the charge sheet with Spear's fingerprint.
Yes.
They still have not received that. So that is the mess, Noni, that is currently happening in that court. And when we analyzing how these boys were taken in, that's when we see that something is not making sure. Then accused number one appeared to be Umkulugutu, like Mzansi Filters. Mzansi Filters, it's Umkulugutu. So now they appear to be branded as these hardcore criminals.
Mm.
Then when you start hearing the evidence, that Spear's evidence was clear, I don't see the court convicting Spear because Spear's evidence was clear. Spear's evidence could be backed up by the police officer, the presence of Makubo there in Spear's statement. It confirms two things: that in 2019, Spear was never arrested for whatever happens after that, but it confirms that Spear was taken to Chlorocop. If he was only being arrested for drugs, why then was he taken to Chlorocop?
Mm-hmm.
So that means that the version of Spear is confirmed by Makubo. Then he went to Chlorocop and he was beaten up. Now also, it also confirms that Spear was only arrested because Uzungu, the constable, was the one who was snitching on him, because the police appears to have acted on the instruction that Zungu said, Usbia and accused number 5, they're threatening to kill him because he has information on them.
Senzo Mewa case.
Oh, yes. Now, that's when now Lishabane gets to call. Makubo says, no, I don't understand. Sure, what are you saying? I was saying, Fisoguhle, what? Atlona, yes, he was with this guy, almost. Now, then that's when they called Makubo. Makubo went to Rata's court to confirm that, says, no, we were called by this Constable Zungu, and I asked him, did you see this person working with this guy? He says, yes. Makubo showed Uzungu, accused number 5, his picture. Did you see this person just right now in 2019? He says, yes. I saw him with in Tembisa with
Muzi.
with Muzi. Makhosi says, no, it can't be. This person is in Kalagabush, is arrested there. Now, that's when even before we had these stories when these accused person were being arrested, that certain stories don't make sense because people, while they are in custody, the statements that says they were outside. Now, then do you see what Mngomezulu was trying to unpack, to formulate as Sibiya's defense? So Sibiya's defense was going to be like, no, Mukhola and Kininda, you arrested Sibiya illegally. And that I'm going to prove it even on argument, because first time Sibiya gets arrested, this is what had happened. And also his issue of drugs. Sibiya has appealed that case. Basically, we don't know what's the progress around that now. Now, that's the summary of Sibiya's woes in a nutshell.
So when Sibiya gets arrested on that, it was the 30th, right?
Yes.
Was it the 30th or the 31st? One of the
It's
other of May, yes. One of the other things that will always not make sense for us as South Africans is that from 2014 up until 2020, Sibiya has been sitting on top of this information regarding Senzo, right? He is supposedly sitting on that. And he's Sibiya, hold on. And then he's supposedly the hardcore criminal that is selling the white powder. Yet he gets arrested now, and few hours later, he's ready to talk.
Yeah. That's what happens in Ratsa's court. The mighty brigadier will say, the minute I lay my eyes on you, and then you started to gonyuluga, you wanted to confess. And so, even so now, Zungu goes and say, Sibiya said, hey, mind you, why Sibiya will confront Zungu? Because Sibiya already knows which Zungu tried to frame him on the issue of Senzo Mewa. There was Mngomezulu's strategy that yes, that Zungu has been framing Sibiya for the Mewa case, because he's the one that reported him to General Shabane and Sibiya's and everybody that Sibiya is with accused number 5. They wanting to kill him. Do you understand? But then now, then he says in his statement to Zungu, yeah, Sibiya during the wedding, he said, hey, but if I skulume, we must speak about indaba kaKhipha. A keeper is like a Zulu slang word for goalkeeper. So when you hear Uzungu, he said, yeah, Sibiya said on the wedding, we must speak about indaba yaKhipha.
Unprovoked, he just said that.
Yes, unprovoked. You see, now that's these stories now. Then how then is possible that Sibiya will confess to Zungu for something that he doesn't know? Mina, no, Nene, with this case, I'm at peace because I know it's full of surprises. That is why I cannot go on and preempt and say,
this is
I think I know. Yes, and to even go on record and say, I think I know what happened. What I know about this case, known, is that the witnesses that are continuing to testify on the case, I shame, they are not making sure. That's what I know. So now I know that it's not going to get us to to proper justice.
Yeah.
That was, I can tell you for a fact that we're not getting there. We're not going to go there.
And to top it up, we also have a judge that keeps telling us, if this case goes to
SCA.
And we have a judge that keeps telling us that just in case this case goes to. So, Jay, there is a lot of things. There's a lot of things, as in the uncertainty about the case at large. There's a lot of things. I don't know what will be the end goal for the case, but I think they have tried and they have failed. Maybe because maybe they failed because Jabula, my understanding is that when someone confesses, they become Section 204, right? And then they get sentenced for their own thing, and then they sit there and wait to go to court to go and become the witness on this person that they will. So when there is nothing like that, then I do not understand when it comes to the confession of accused one, even for accused two. How did, if this is a proper case that they want to sell to the South Africans, how did it miss those stages that are very important? Because those stages for me are crucial.
I may not be, I always try to move away from discussing law, basically. So I will not be qualified that I can comment on that.
Yes.
But in telling you in terms of the end goal for this case and the witnesses, we don't have witnesses in this case. We have legal chefs. It's like a master chef competition. So that's what, for me, I can say we don't have witnesses in this case, because everything that is currently happening there, we can put a hole on it. Because even I know, I've always been saying I'm trusting the doctor, Steenkamp.
Yes.
But in processing the case, I even went and said, but when I listened to his evidence, I think it's on the 27th of August or 14th of August, 2023, somewhere there. Or September, somewhere there. But he says he did not push for blood samples to be taken off the clothes because the police were there. He left it to the police. I was not supposed to do whatever forensic job that you need to do completely end to end. You don't leave other pieces of work because you're assuming that another person will continue with that. Now, coming back to Sibiya, then Noni, when Sibiya now gets to be arrested, he gets to be arrested now, according to Mngomezulu, illegally so, with relating to case 636. Because when people, we have to remember, there was a story about the address. When checked on, because he said, but his address never changed. What address do you have, Mohola? Mohola says, no, the address she have is 818. Mngomezulu says, but in your docket, it could have been an omission of one in front, because Sibiya's address, even on some of the documents that you have the correct address of Sibiya. 1818, whatever street name in Tembisa. Do you understand? So the only discrepancy, what Mngomezulu was telling Mohola, and say, you cannot say that there was a warrant of arrest for Musi because you never had a return of service, and you cannot claim that you didn't know his address. Because Mngomezulu even back Mohola says, Sergeant, I'm saying it's okay to say maybe you do see that the address should be 1818. Maybe on this form that I have, I accept that it could have been an omission of one in front. She refused. She even refused to accept that.
Because she must protect the narrative. She had
yes, but for her, it became problematic because 1 minute you're saying you had a warrant of arrest and it was just a mission to get a name of the magistrate that signed that warrant of arrest.
We never got it, right?
I think eventually something came through. Something must have come through. But from Ngomezulu's eyes and what the instruction that he had from Sibiya, it was clear.
Hi, Senzo Meyiwa case in Jabula. It's a mystery that will go from this age to all other ages to come. I don't know. I don't know what will happen at the end, but from where we are standing, even way before the defense can take the stand after the state closes their case, the accused are innocent because we heard from the evidence from the state side of the case. Now that is how I view things, because from what I've been listening to from the courtroom, these guys have nothing to do with the crime. Even the Tembisa case for me is very sketchy. I was surprised for Muzi to even be found guilty on that one. It's very it's very sketchy. It's very sketchy.
Yeah, but anyway, I think let's call it a day and let's see how we're gonna proceed with that.
Okay. Next time when we talk, especially about Muzi, I want us to talk about him on the witness box. The things that he said on the witness box.
No, that's fine.
Yes.
Got that.
All right. Thank you so much, Jeps. Guys, thank you so much. I don't know. I will see you on our next video. But this one, it's one of those where we are like, we want to see umnise ukuthi usiphathele ntoni, because kumanyofu kurafu kuyileyo nto nje kuyinto yonke. Anyway, what are your thoughts? Let's sit and talk. Thank you very much. Enjoy. Bye-bye.